Okay, so if you don't know what I'm using, I am using Minecraft. It is a game where you can pretty much do whatever you want. I have a setup here that will represent the majority of a quadratic function under a radical. And now, the proof of this is that, well, underneath, there isn't anything. I'll get more into detail with that in a minute. But if you look towards the left middle, you can see the X, Y, and Z axis. I'm really only focusing with X and Y. We haven't learned too much about Z. And so, continuing from there, right about here I show where the x-intercepts are, which it crosses over at 2.7. Yep, 2.7 is where it gets negative. I just have to move forward a bit. That's on one side. And then moving to the other side of the quadratic, it crosses the x-intercept at negative 8.7. Now, the y-axis is not exactly at 0. That doesn't really... it's very close. It's just about there. But the only reason this side's longer is so I could place a cart down to push it and actually get a better view of it moving. And so it goes straight down. This might be in reverse, but I can't have one go underneath because that doesn't work. Now if you look, it's just an empty space down here. I will be doing my work separately to show what formula I have. But as you can see, just looking around, it's pretty empty down there. I mean, I will be going down there in a minute, but you can't do anything under there. It's not even supposed to exist. I am on a special mode in the game where you can do absolutely anything, and it's not more survival-like, but this place isn't supposed to exist. That rock formation up there is bedrock, and that's supposed to be as low as the game can go. It's supposed to be unbreakable. And this helps show quadratic formulas with a radical because negative numbers don't work. You have this underneath where it's not possible. I mean, it literally says, I fell out of the world. So adding to more explanation, it shows that, like, with this, negative numbers aren't possible because under a radical, if you take a negative x value, you can't square root a negative x value. It leads to an imaginary number, which is represented in this game, where that whole space where the x value is equal to that of a negative input, that of a negative value, it's all impossible. It's not, it can't happen. And it is represented since I did fall out of the world. I was killed in game, and in reality, this proves that with a radical with a quadratic underneath, you can't have an x value that is equal to a negative number, since it would lead to a imaginary number, and as shown, that is impossible.